Yo, yo,
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
hold on. For some reason,
One second. Yeah, let me see what this is. Yeah, man.
Blackstar.
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I turn this up. How about now? You hear me a little better now? Or
Yeah, I got
okay,
two. I
okay.
got two of myself on the screen though.
Yeah, I saw that. You look like you back to one now, though. But you did have two. Oh, there you go. You back to two again.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah, bro, man. I tell you, a lot of stuff going on in boxing, man.
man, I don't know. I can barely hear you though. Let's see if I can turn you up. Salute, Bruce.
Bruce Goes in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Yes, indeed. Yeah, I posted this broadcast to the Facebook group too, man. I'm trying to get that thing growing too, bro. Yes, indeed. Get everybody acclimated to us, man, and what's going on and everything with my Cincinnati homie, man. Salute my brothers, Bruce Gold. What's happening, my brother? Salute to
Yes,
you.
yo.
Man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you
Man, you
pretty
just
good.
sound low.
Yeah, a little low. I don't know what's making it that. Let me see here. Let me start with this. Hello. Uh, yeah. Check.
You
Check.
should, you should
My
be
sound.
good now. Oh man, hold on.
It's a little echo that time, I think. Let me see. Yeah, man.
Let me see what I can do about that. Yeah, there we go.
Good, bro.
Yeah, the echo gone now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the other part up out of there too. There we go.
Okay. There it is. Yeah, you just doing a live on the stream? Say again.
What you say?
I say you just doing a live, or you at the radio station?
No, I'm just doing live. I'm at the house.
Okay. Yeah, man. Some good fights last night, man. I tell you. Uh, I gotta admit I was wrong, but
Bitch,
I
you was
picked
wrong with
Romo
what?
for other reasons though, really more than technical, because it just seemed to me like the young buck was cracking, man, and he wasn't ready. But I gotta take my hat off to him, man. He proved me wrong, man, because man, I mean, he totally took Lomo out of his game. The first 6 rounds, Lomo just said, "Here, you take him. I don't want him. I don't even want to try to get him."
So you, so you had
Yeah, I
you had
picked
Lomo
Lomo,
winning the
man.
fight.
Yeah, yeah.
You had Lomo winning the fight.
Yeah, I did, man. But it's not that I was a Lomo fan, because I really ain't a big fan of Lomo. I mean, he's okay, but I'm not a big fan of him. I just thought that Teofimo had showed signs of cracking and not being able to withstand, because he talked so much trash during the pandemic and everything, man. He was he talked about everybody in the world. Him and Ryan Garcia just yab, everywhere. Then it seemed like every time he gets in, he talked trash about these guys.
Whoa. Yeah, Black Star might be having a little technical difficulties right now. He should be back in. Oh, here you go. Black Star.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, man. I was yapping at the mouth, man. Then I
Yeah.
dipped out. Hey, I forgot where I was at now. Yeah,
You
yeah.
was
Well,
talking about, we was talking about the fight. We was discussing the fight, and you said, I guess Thea Payne kind of shocked you.
yeah, because when he gets in these guys' face, man, he get all soft and he looks shook, like he was, really worried and scared and all that type of stuff. But I think that kind of came back to backfire on Lomo, because Lomo came out and he gave away so much in the beginning that he gave the young buck an opportunity to go out there and get over the bright lights and the big event and everything and settle down into his own, because for 6 rounds he didn't really have to do a whole lot, but they was basically given to him. By the time Lomo said, "I'm gonna step it up and I'm gonna go in there and just take the fight to him," hell, man, I mean, he needed a knockout, and I mean, there were rounds in there, and there were things in there that were shown that uh, Lomo was a little better than I gave him credit for, because he did some things in there that was impressive at the time for those 3 or 4 rounds that he had in there towards the middle towards the end there, and Teofimo kind of was took off guard by that, and you can see him kind of have to adjust again, but he did make the adjustment, man. So I got to take my hat off to the young buck, man. He proved he could go in there and handle the big spotlight, the big pressure, the big fight, and handle because Lomo had that almost not equal to Mike Tyson, but he had some kind of type of an aura where everybody was feeling like he number one pound for pound and all that. So he was up against all that, and mentally, I thought he was cracking, but he proved me wrong, man. He held his own. He did what he had to do. Okay, man. Yeah, and he came back and got that win, man. So I take my hat off to him. But man, it's so much more going on I want to talk about that though, because It's some shady stuff going on in boxing, man. And Bob Earl, man, them Bob Earl, the WBC, man, it's sad, man. I mean, first of all, Vasily Lomachenko had a franchise belt, which is really not technically a belt. It's supposed to be a status. Remember, it's supposed to be a status. It's a status that you can't lose. You can't lose the status. Once you get that, you got that for life. That's what they said. They've been saying that for over a year and a half, 2 years now. Only two champions.
I wasn't a fan of that though. I really
Me
wasn't
neither.
a fan of that.
Yeah, me neither. But look what they did with it though. For this fight here. And this is the WBC's doing because they keep making special exemptions for certain fighters. And you can see their bias come out again. Because they said that you couldn't lose that belt. You couldn't use that status. That's right. The status is not a belt. Right? So when he goes into this fight and they saying it's for undisputed, right? All of a sudden he has a belt that represents the franchise. The belt came out of nowhere. That's the first thing.
Right.
Then they said that once you get it, you can't lose it. So in the ring, he's not supposed to be able to lose it. But for this fight, he could lose it to Teofimo so that no matter who won, they would have a claim at undisputed. But what about Devin Haney? What about the belt that he's holding that all the previous champions that go all the way back to the original champion, the lineal belt, all that right there? I mean, how can you be undisputed when you have another champion that's holding a belt that's got that history attached to it? And that validity to it is way more valuable than this thing that was just invented. And all of a sudden now, if you notice, Teofimo had not one WBC belt, but he had two. What the hell was that other belt?
Hey, listen, I seen that last night, and I want to get into that too, because I didn't understand that, because from my understanding, I thought the WBC said that special belt wouldn't be able to be lost. And then I see Thea Payne with the belt after the fight, and then I listened to interview. He did the post fight, and he was saying like, yeah, I got all these belts and all that. I'm like, well, what happened to the WBC belt? The Devin Haney guy, and don't Gervonta Davis got a belt at 135 too?
Yeah. Oh, it's 130. No, it's 135.
No. He got a belt at 135, and Liz Santa Cruz got a belt at 130. That's how they having the two fight. They having that fight for both belts like that. So I'm saying, how was I don't understand how it would be an undisputed champion when we still got Gervonta Tank Davis that holds a belt, and then we have Devin Haney who holds a belt. It's real tricky when they get to them linears and all that. I think the boy Bruce, I think he know a little bit more about that than us, than I do, because it gets tricky when you get to them linear champions and then and all that. That's crazy.
Exactly, man. I tell you, but the way that they use this, man, and they have, I mean, you can really argue that they use the franchise tag status or belt or what the hell ever it is, because it keeps changing. Right. But they always use it as a mechanism to block and override black fighters, because now, since they're giving him this achievement of undisputed, which really is not real, but they're able to pass it off and everybody's taking and running with it. Even some other boxing heads that have YouTube channels are still saying the same thing. They're repeating the same garbage. They're still saying, no, that's not correct. And we need to change that among ourselves, because we got to call that BS out, man, because that's not reality. He is not undisputed. He can't lay claim to that. I mean, you got Devin Haney out here, and like you say, Gervonta Davis. Those are two guys you got to see. You got to see them. Ain't no way you can just see. Now he can just take it. He can drop him. He can move up, go 140. You see what I'm saying? And now that puts him out of the young crop of fighters. That puts him ahead of all of them. You see, he's ahead of Devin Haney now. He's ahead of Gervonta Davis. All of them. He got a claim ahead of all those guys, and they all been discredited. They already talking about Devin Haney as the email champion, but this guy went out of his way to duck him. And then before and during the pandemic, man, look at all the trash he was talking about. Yeah, I mean, he said this man. He talked about another man having man, I don't know if I want to say it's a sexual window about the man's lips. I mean, he said that about Devin Haney. and stuff. But when they ask him, "You gonna fight him?" He talking this other stuff. Sound like Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? He on some other stuff. But he out here allowed to perpetrate himself. And Bob Arum orchestrated this whole thing. And it's very similar to what Bud Crawford was into. Bud Crawford got his undisputed almost a similar type of way. He did win two belts. And then when he got that third fight with Ndongo had the other two and it came together. But here, this guy, they just picked this guy. Now that could have been Devin Haney. That could have been Gervonta Davis. That could have been Shakur Stevens. That could have, hell, maybe even Ryan Garcia. Who knows yet, right? Any one of them guys could have had them same two fights and may have ended up with all those belts just like they saying he got last night. Anyone?
Your boy Bruce said those organizations. You see, your boy Bruce said those organizations are shooting themselves in the foot. They're becoming laughing stocks.
Man, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And they confusing themselves. And then Mauricio Sulaiman, man, he keeps coming. He's trying to put his stamp on boxing, and all this whole franchise and stuff is this champion and super champion and franchises and all. I mean, all these belts, all these questions, man. It's going to be impossible to be an undisputed champion in the future. They're going to be like 1,000 belts to get. How you going to be undisputed when as soon as you get all the belts, somebody come up with the TBE belt or the OBO belt, and oh, that's a new champion. Well, I'm a champ too. You know what I'm saying? This stuff will never end. It'll never end, man. But that's dirty how the WBC conspired against their own champion who pays them sanction fees, and they elevated this guy to and come out and say he's undisputed. So what is that belt that he has? The one that is tied to the lineal, and all the previous champions have held. And this belt that he's talking about is only one man has ever held, and that's Lomachenko. So how can that belt be as valuable as Devin Haney? And that champion that he beat and got it from didn't have the ball to get in the ring with Devin Haney to even defend it against him. I mean, he went down to Mexico and he begged them, give me the franchise. Okay, we'll give it to you. Then he come back and lie about it. I didn't say that. I didn't want to do that. Then Mauricio come out and blast him. No, yes, he did. He did. He came down here and he asked for it and we gave it to him. Him and Bob Arum. So it was a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? So they went down and did it. They gave it to him. As a result, they had to give it to Devin Haney because he was the dog on his ass. So they gave it to Devin Haney. Everybody wants to talk trash about Devin Haney for that. I think they're very wrong on that. How can he do that? To me, it's more impressive to go and take something from somebody without ever having to get aggressive, as opposed to run up to somebody, hit them one time, knocking them out, and taking it. You didn't even have to waste the effort, and they automatically surrendered to you. But they won't give him his props on that. And now I really doubt that Teofimo will fight him. Because if he did, this would give Devin Haney the opportunity to disprove everything we saw last night as being anything special, and they can't risk that. You see.
Okay, hold on. Let me slow you down. Are you saying so? Are you trying to discredit Teofimo Lopez's win last night?
No, not at all. What I'm saying is they have elevated him last night over Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, and all these guys.
I understand that.
If Teofimo gets in the ring with Devin Haney and gets beat, now everything that we feeling about last night will be proven wrong. Then everybody's gonna be like, well, okay, well, how great really was that? You see what I'm saying? They don't want to create that dynamic. So
let's look at this. Okay. Let's look at this. Last night, Teofimo proved to what I've been saying for the longest that Lomachenko wasn't shit. He wasn't shit. Listen to this. I've been telling people that for the longest, Lomachenko ain't shit, man. Lomachenko, for us to get, how was they able to give him pound for pound fighter, best fighter, all this and all that with that many fights?
Yeah, over Bud Crawford.
Hold on, not even over Bud Crawford. Let's go and let's compare Lomachenko to Shakur Stevenson, another guy who got like 15 fights like him. Now Lomachenko already had one loss. He already had one loss.
Yeah.
So that's because Bob Arum is behind ESPN. Yep. He paid ESPN. And every time you hear Max Kellerman or one of these guys on ESPN talk about boxing, all they talk about is Lomachenko. And I was saying this because Lomachenko time, like Bradley mentioned it last night, it's running out. Yeah. I've been saying that. And they put him on a pedestal that was so high.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, who had Lomachenko really fought? They say, well, who has Shakur Stevenson fought? Who had Devontae Davis fought? Who has Devin Haney fought? But who the hell had Lomachenko really fought besides Gary Russell?
Facts.
That make him pound for pound fighter. I don't care about all your amateur fights. Amateur fights count in the amateur. Exactly. You take that experience, go to the Olympics, come to the pro, and when you get in the pro, it's something different.
Yes, sir.
But you can't bring your amateur record to the pro and think that's gonna help your pro record. I mean, it's gonna enhance your pro record. It's not. And that's what they did with Lomachenko. And last night proved that what I've been saying for the longest, man. Lomachenko ain't really fought. Yeah, he beat Gary Russell. Gary Russell said he was dehydrated. He had an excuse, but everybody, excuses are excuses.
Yeah.
Last night proved the fact that I've been saying, man. Lomachenko can get outboxed. People talking about, oh, he's so slick with his feet. I like, man, listen, that man got outboxed last night. And for real, I wanted Lopez to knock him out.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
It was a chance. It was a couple chances. I believe that he let off the pedal a little bit. Put it like this: the ref stopped it. The ref got in. The ref got in between, especially when he hit him to the stomach. That wasn't no low blow.
Yeah.
The ref stopped it. Lomachenko would have went down.
Yeah, they that was a little odd the way they jumped in like that, because a lot of times somebody will hit you low once or twice and they don't stop it like that. They might say keep your hands up, let them while they still fighting, but they didn't do that. You're absolutely right about that. Man, I tell you though, I mean it turned into an okay fight. I was really disappointed in the beginning because I wanted to see him really go to work, man, and really jump on that young buck, see what he had, man. And I think when he didn't do that, he lost his edge right there in the beginning, because he had like I say, he had that aura. But when he came out there and gave up all that respect like that, he lost that. And that's when Teofimo just got more and more encouraged, man. And then, then he hit him with some good shots, man. And he definitely felt them, man. Them body shots and stuff kept him on the run. He wasn't trying to really engage a whole lot, man. And that to me was the main thing that really won the fight for him, because Lomo didn't want to really get too close, but he had to get in there. He had to go in there and pursue the guy and really go in there. But he had some good spot work in there, a few rounds.
Most definitely, he had some spot work, especially around the 7th round, 8th round, 9th round. He had this.
Yeah, and I take my hat off to him for that, man, because I didn't think that he would be able to do that.
I was surprised that
I thought if young buck catch it, I said, yeah, he probably would.
Bruce Bowen, let me say, he said real boxing fans know the deal. Hold on one second. Bruce Bowen said real boxing know the deal. Let them know what they want. Just bring good fights. And he said 400 amateur wins, 1 loss. Forget. One more. He said it's like a Hagler giving Leonard his first battle rounds. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw Chick Nolte had grown up at the same point. That is true, man. And then they came on towards the end and really, dominated the majority of the later rounds, but it was already too late, man. So yeah, that's a good comparison, man. But I mean, it was okay. I just, I don't want to take anything away from Teofimo because it's a young buck, first time up there. Top level opponent for him. That's a big step
You
up.
don't give him his respects.
Yeah, he won. I don't want to take it away from him. I like to give a man his due. He deserved that. He got that. What I like to address and what my problem is lies with other people, and the perception of the win really needs to be discussed because now the focus and the direction need to be he need to fight Devin Haney. And if they're not doing that, they discredit everything that they got going on to me because everybody know, like Bruce Gold just said, and the real boxing fans know the deal. Well, we know that fight got to take place. And if they don't give us that fight, man, then they can't jump around and start hollering about, well, PBC and everybody this and that when, they're not doing it. That fight got to happen, man. And then, and like for Loma, what's Loma going to do now? Loma should have to go fight Gary Russell.
Hey, listen to this.
We need to get that shit cleaned up.
He might be retired. He might be retired.
That's very possible. That's very possible.
Did you see the way he looked last night?
Yeah, after the fight? Yeah, he looked dejected. He couldn't believe that he wouldn't get that win.
That too, but it looked like I seen retirement in it.
Yeah, because he showed quit. Because in them first 5 rounds, he didn't go out there and jump on him like I thought he was going to.
I was surprised at that. Like, man, why is he taking off?
Yeah.
Okay, I can say the second round he did try.
Yeah.
But third, fourth, the first no, third no, fourth no, fifth no, sixth no, seventh he tried. Eighth, I think I gave it to him. I had to fight 8-4.
8-4. Okay.
What did you have?
Yeah, that sounds about right to me, man. But I felt like after that 6th or 7th round, shit, if he didn't knock him out, I knew it was a done deal. So I ain't even need to count no more. Because he had he had too many in the bag by the 7th round. I'm like, damn, this, he halfway there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but also this, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I told everybody that I believe that Lopez was gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
And I believe Lopez was gonna win by knockout. Mm-hmm. I also told everybody this too. If the fight went the distance, I could never imagine that Lopez would have outboxed Lomachenko the way he did.
Yeah.
And the judges would have gave him the fight.
Yeah, that's it.
So I kept so I was like, I'm with Lopez, and I believe he gonna just knock him out. Mm-hmm. But if he don't get the knockout, I don't believe Lopez is gonna win because I never imagined Lopez outboxing Lomachenko the way he did.
Yeah, a lot of us felt like that would be the case.
Also, too, after that Charlo and Harrison fight,
the Derenchenko fight.
No. I'm saying I'm going back to this. I'm saying after the Harrison and Charlo fight, leaving it up to the judges with these fighters.
Yeah.
If I'm rooting for you, I need you to go out there and knock your man out. That's why I couldn't believe if the fight went the distance last night that it would go Teofimo Lopez way, but it did. You feel me? He clearly outboxed him. The judges seen the same fight that we saw. One judge even had Lomachenko. God damn, I was 119.
109. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. But now let me ask you this: was that more crazy, or was it the Andre Ward scorecard? Which one do you think was the most crazy?
Hey, hold on, listen to this. Not to cut you off, I'm glad you brought up the Andre Ward in the scorecard, right? Now listen to this. To this. For everybody who watching the fight, I don't want to talk nothing bad about nobody, Andre Ward or ESPN or Timothy Bradley, none of them. But I want to point this out. Last night in the fight, when the fight started, Bradley had Lopez, and Andre Ward was going for Lomachenko. As the fight started going on, they showed the card. We like, damn, okay, Dre got the card, Lopez way.
Yeah.
After the 7th round, when the 7th round came, all of a sudden Tim Bradley starts rooting for Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Andre Ward. No, listen to this. Then Andre Ward jumps on Lopez's side. And then I don't know this white guy named who's now for ESPN. He just starts turning up. And I'm telling the people who are of my company who are at the house watching the fight, I'm saying, man, listen how they brainwashing you.
Yeah.
They brainwashing you. Andre Ward was just going for Lomachenko.
Hard.
Now he going for Lopez. Bradley was going for Lopez. Now he going for Lomachenko.
Yeah, and he was going hard body for him in the beginning too.
When they put the final card up and Dre card said 95, like a draw. Mm-hmm. I said, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What did you see? Okay, I said A4, even though I'm more of a Lopez fan, you might want to say.
Yeah.
Take the biases out of it, 7-5. Mm-hmm. It's still no comparison.
I tell you, man. I mean, it could have been 9 or 10 rounds, bro. Because I mean, he gave away so many.
I've seen a draw. Only way I seen the draw was coming from the judges.
Yeah.
The real judges.
Yeah, because you know Adelaide Bird was there because she judged one of the
202.
Yeah, the homie Mike 202 in the building. What's going on, my brother? Salute to you there, Nubian brother.
It's no way I seen that fight a draw, man.
No, it wasn't a draw. Hell, I was rooting for Lomo, and I can't say that. I can't take that away from Chill. I really can't. I just don't like the way that this victory was
man.
Yeah.
And he boxed. That's what he did. He boxed. Lomachenko thought he was gonna come out there and fight. Nah, he went out there and boxed. He boxed every round.
Yeah, but see, well, here's the thing. And this is the thing everybody was missing about it, and the way it played out was the fact that Teofimo's height and reach really came into his benefit because, for one, Lomo had to come inside to him, so he didn't have to attack. He just wait and catch him, pop, move, slip, dip. I mean, it worked perfectly for him. He even gave up less effort. He didn't have to exert a lot of energy as he would have had to go and try to go get the knockout. You see. So, and in doing that, he did show off some more skills that people didn't know he had. And he said that before the fight. So to his credit, I got to give him that as well. Because he showed that he had that ability to do that, to box like that. And then, just dissect him, man. And it worked for him, bro. I got to give him his props, man. Like I said, I don't have no problem with that. The brother won that, man. That's to him. Fair play to him. My thing is the WBC, Bob Arum, and Top Rank, ESPN, and all them cats around there, and the way that they're portraying the victory. And now I bet you he'll be in the top 5 pound for pound. And there'll be nobody who's going to question that. But they had a ton of questions for Jermell Charlo when he just got through beating old boy just a couple weeks ago. In a similar fight, They may say one more belt or whatever, but this guy, he was fighting a cat that had was unified too, I mean, but it's not bad. I mean, he's 23 years old, unified champion. I mean, not yet undisputed to me. He still got to see Devin Haney for me. If he beat Devin Haney, then it's his. It's his. And taking it away from him. But to sit around and let that ride, that'll show me something about his character. If he a real champion, he really out here trying to do something like Errol Spence, he gonna be the first one on TV talking about, nah, man, I gotta see Devin Haney. This is what's going on. And then this also ties into what we were talking about previously with the Gary Russell negotiation. Because I thought, and looking ahead at that time, I'm saying, man, the reason why he's not signing that fight with Gary is because they know if Teofimo wins this, he got to fight him for undisputed. That was my thought process. So I'm thinking, now that happened, this is the perfect time for that fight to come about. And if it did, it would validate that whole point that I made. But we'd have to wait and see, because last night he didn't look like he wanted to answer that question.
Well, he did say, I'm not Johnny Cochran for him, but he did say that he would be willing to fight Devin Haney, and he called Gervonta Davis. He said he's sad. He said Gervonta Davis was sad for fighting Leah Santa Cruz.
Well, yeah, I can't agree with that though.
We've yet to see Lopez duck anybody. So yeah. I believe if Devin Haney wants to talk that shit that his daddy talk for him, and that shit that they talk, this will be this right here. He can really back it up. If he go out here and beat the shit out of Gamboa, and then you turn around and you fight Lopez.
Exactly. That's what exactly should happen, bro. But see, the thing is, Teofimo been talking shit about Devin for a minute, and every time he get in Devin's face, he starts.
I don't think he's gonna run. I don't think he's gonna run. That right there will be a super fight. That right there, will make you question. That will make you question.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with Gervonta Davis? Like Lopez said at the end of the fight, why is Gervonta fighting Leah Santa Cruz when technically, for real, he should be fighting somebody of a higher caliber? The Leah Santa Cruz fight, that should have happened with Gary Russell a while ago, and got that up out of the way. And then it should have been, some black on black fight hyping it up. But I don't know. I can see. I want to see Lopez turn around and fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney do what he got to do, and then right there we got it. But then also too, let's see, let Tank. Well, they this. What if Lopez say fuck it and fight Tank?
I would take that too. I mean, those are two great fights, and that would be him trying to reach greatness. I couldn't criticize him for not fighting Devin Haney if he chose to fight Gervonta. But I just feel like you would have to pick Devin Haney naturally first, because to be,
they gotta make it a title eliminator. They gotta make it eliminator.
Yeah, they got to get the great fights, man. So it's there. You got all these young crop of great fighters that's right there now. The door is open. You got great title. You got big titles matching the great talent now. You got opportunity to put all that together and make some real money with all that. And I just want to see what the next moves is going to be. Because what if he decide to drop him and move up and run with the narrative that he's undisputed and say, well, I'm going to go up to 140 or something like that. Regis Prograis up there waiting, right?
You think Lopez would drop the belts and move up to 140?
I'm not saying for sure, but I'm just saying I'm wondering what his next move is going to be. If he'll do something like that, that's what he's got waiting for him. If he dodges Devin Haney, I mean, who else is going to be your likely opponent? I mean, I don't understand.
At 135?
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna fight? Javier Fortuna?
No.
I mean, I don't know. What other
the fight at 135 would be him and Devin Haney or him and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, those are the big ones. And that's what I'm saying. If he doesn't fight one of those two, what are he gonna do? If he stay there, then he's just gonna be standing there looking stupid. Because you got to fight them two guys now. You can't. It's just like I was saying about Devin Haney. Now you the champ. Now you can't be fighting Gamboa. You need to been you supposed to make that Gary Russell Jr. fight. You needed that fight. If he fight Gary Russell Jr. and this fight just took place, at the end of that fight, they would have to demand that he fight Devin Haney, because Devin Haney would have had a hell of a fight victory over the longest reigning champion, and he would just got those unifications. They would have had to come together for the big mega fight. By not fighting Gary Russell, he hurt his claim on it. See, now they can overlook him. They're already trying to do that. And that's the thing I was worried about, you know. And then they played games with Gary Russell about that whole situation, but they was banking on this coming out this way because they feel like naturally that would be the fit, because they've been talking so much trash during the pandemic that, you know, why wouldn't he go with that fight? Because they've been saying, yeah, we want to do it, we want to do it, we want to do it. But every time they get close, you know, things start getting shady. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to happen, man. And that's the fight that to me is the number one fight for Teofimo Lopez right now. Is that fight right there. If Teofimo takes that fight and wins that fight, then Teofimo is the dude. I ain't got nothing negative to say about him at that point. But as of right now, he that's the only question I got on him now. He proved a lot to me in this fight, you know, and I give the brother his props, man. I give him his props, man. You know, I still hold a few things against his pops. But if he does that, man, then he'll show me that he's a real young lion trying to be the greatest he can be and fight the toughest competition. He'll be, you know, sort of like, well, not exactly, but in the same vein as Errol Spence, because that's all Errol has ever done. I don't know how long this guy will keep that up. Errol looked like that's all he's going to do, you know. So, yeah. So we'll see how that go, man. But that needs to be the next fight, man. That really does. But they just do Devin Haney so wrong, and the WBC is so much conspiring to get with him. You know, it's like all of a sudden now they changed the franchise. Now the franchise, you can lose it in the ring now. You couldn't before. All of a sudden now that's a new thing that pops up. Yeah, you can lose it now. Yeah, and that's it. And you got, and then what was that extra WBC?
Guess what? Bro? The WBC gonna do that because guess what? They want to keep some type of ties into the sanction fees when you holding them belts. Just like you said, yeah. What was that other WBC belt? The WBC belt he had last night. He had two of them. I thought Lomachenko only had one. You feel me? He had exactly. He pulled up two of them. And just think, both of them belts, he paying the tax on.
Exactly.
Both of them belts, he paying the tax on.
And see, and that's the thing about it. Once you achieve that, you don't really need to keep them no more. You should just drop them and save your money now, because you got that undisputed going to run with you the rest of your life. You're going to always be known as an undisputed champ at whatever weight that is. You don't need the belts no more. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's a possibility he could drop them and go up to 140. You see? I mean, look what Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford did that. You know, he let his go and moved up. You know, and that's all people still talk about. I was undisputed. You know, even though he ain't doing that at 147. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Teofimo and Regis Prograis fight. I think that'd be a hell of a fight too. So it's good fights around him. I just want to know where his next movement is, where he going with it next. You know, that's what I'm interested in seeing next, because it'll tell me a lot about him, man. And if he moved the right way, man, I could be a big fan of Teofimo. I honestly say, those are the things I like about fighters, man, that attract me to them. When I see guys really on a mission to do something, man, that's not just out here just fucking around, man. Because, you know, I mean, anything you're gonna do, you got to be serious about. You got to take that. I mean, that's got to be what it is. It ain't no joking around and I wish and I'm thinking and I might and possibly. No, ain't none of that. Just like Errol Spence, I'm fighting this, that, and the third. I'm going right down the line. And he said that for years, and as the years go by, the list goes. They keep getting knocked off. That's what I'm talking about. Win, lose, or draw, I'm with that guy regardless. He don't got to win for me, but knowing that he's out there pursuing that, make me root for this guy. You know. Right. And that's what these young guys need. That if they have that right there, man, then that's going to elevate the whole entire sport. The whole entire sport going to get better because everybody's going to take it serious. They're going to get better at doing the things that they need to get better at. They're going to analyze what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, listen to criticism, make adjustments, change their lifestyle. I mean, you can see a little bit of that with Gervonta Davis right now, man. I'm really happy at seeing what he's doing now. I expect him to look good in this fight coming up. What happens when they get in the ring? Hey, you know, we got to wait and see. You know, I got my premonitions, but, you know, I don't got to be right. But just to know that he's focused, he's putting in the work, he's listening, and he's growing, that excites me. So that makes me know after this fight, win, lose, or draw, if he was to fight somebody after that, you can't just cancel him out because his mind is in the right place. Them guys that go in there and they let other things take their control that direction and get them off course, man, then that's when you see them guys regress, and then they just go to nothing. They end up getting knocked out by little club fighters or something. But them cats that are real serious, know that they're good, have the confidence, and know that I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna put this work, and I'm gonna be the best I can be, and I'm gonna give this guy all the hell I can give him. Them was my guys, man. That's just the deal. And Teofimo could be that. I don't, like I said, I don't want to criticize him, man. He won that fight. That's his, man. You know,
I ain't gonna cut you off. We're gonna pause. We got a couple. Mike 202 said first 6 rounds doesn't matter. Then they would say the championship rounds are the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So we only scored 3 rounds of the fight. Just some questions. That's true. He said not in general. Then Bruce said that's why he don't bet on boxing anymore. Too many bad decisions and human corruption.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead. Go on back to finish what you're doing. Mike said Theo to move up to 140.
Yeah, I'm thinking that could be a possibility, man. I don't know. It's open for him. Oh, Stormy B, man, in the building.
Yes, Stormy B. Salute, Stormy B.
Yes, indeed. That's the brother right there, man. Man, I tell you though, that's the thing. We don't know his next move. We don't know his plan, and he's achieved something, man. And congrats to him. He needs to enjoy that. But if he's a real champion and he really wants to be great, he wants to validate this thing that he said he achieved. He needs to take on Devin Haney, and that because then now that's going to put him in Lomachenko's spot. Now he the one that got it to lose. You see, so now we'll see something else from his character about that. How are you as a champion now? Because things change now. You no longer the hunter. You're pursued now.
Maybe I'm Stormy's still in the chat. I'm gonna ask him, but I'm gonna put this question out there. If Lopez does fight Devin Haney, right?
Yeah.
We just seen Lopez with 2 green WBC belts.
Yeah, yeah.
What green WBC belt would he be taking from Devin Haney? And he'll be walking around with 3 WBC belts, plus the IBF belt, plus the WBA belt, plus the WBO belt. And I think they said he had the ringside belt too.
Man. Yeah, I couldn't figure out with both of them.
3 different taxes.
Yeah, but the franchise was supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to be a status. It wasn't even a belt, but somehow he brings a belt to the ring. And that was just for the visual, so the people who don't really know about boxing is going to buy their story. Oh, that's for all the belts. There they go right there. And, we know, Devin Haney got that belt. Matter of fact, he got it from him because he made him punk out and run like a little witch to Mexico begging for protection like Canelo did. The franchise belt is help me duck black fighters belt. That's what that is. Because everybody gets it for that reason. Yeah, man. I don't know. I believe Stormy would know more about that than I would, man. I don't know if Stormy's there, man. Maybe drop a link in there. You still there, brother? Yeah. Stormy?
I'm going to try to drop a link in there.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that, man. I don't remember him having a WBC like a diamond belt or nothing like that. I didn't remember. So I was like, what was that other belt?
You feel me?
And then they change it. You can't win this and you can't lose it in the ring. Then all of a sudden now for this fight, special exemptions come up again. Yeah, you can do it now. And then they announced before the fight, well, if he wins, he'll be the franchise. And they tell him ahead of time that's what he's going to do. So all of a sudden now it all changes. See, I don't like that. If this is going to be something, it need to be what it is. If you say this is what it is, that's what it is. How can he have something that no other WBC champion had except Lomachenko? Yet that belt override the one that has the historic value of all the previous champions. How is that possible? That's what I need explained to me.
You tell me.
Unreal, man. And then, you know, with WBC, man, that Mauricio, man, he's something else, man. You know, all they care about is money, man.
It would be Royal B. He put up. It would be the undisputed world champion in the weight class.
Now, what okay,
now hold on. Now listen to this. How would he be listen to this. I understand you saying he'd be undisputed. But then look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said last night, like I said about them belts. Okay, what belt? Now Tank has a belt at 135.
Yeah.
You feel me? So what? So then if he was to fight Tank, he'd still have 2 green belts, and then Tank has to double the WBA belt. Man, that's this is crazy. So you mean tell me a boxer can walk around in one weight class? What is the maximum? Let's figure this out. Let's come on. What is the maximum belts you can have in one weight class? I thought it was 4.
Well, it's supposed to be undisputed, but the problem is you got the regular champion, then you got the super champions, you know, and then you got the diamonds and whatever, you know, based on whatever sanctioning body, you know, they got their own titles for certain ones, the WBOs, and I mean, man, it's crazy. But that's why they're saying that Errol Spence has to fight Manny Pacquiao in order to be undisputed. He can't beat Ugas and get the WBA regular. He has to get the super championship in order to be that. That's what they say to him. He has to do that.
Oh man, we gotta get your boy Stormy in here.
Oh yeah. Put it in, man. Stormy, yeah, man. Stormy, the dude.
Cause he know about that shit. Hold on, I gotta put this shit up.
Yeah, man. They get the boxing train up in the field, man. Stormy say 2 reasons you have to worry for that basement boxing talk. 1, Tio ain't fighting Haney. 2, the sanctioning bodies are deliberately block legacy fights for black fighters. Exactly. I don't see him fighting Haney either, bro. I swear. That's why I want to see what his next move is. He ain't fighting. Oh, what Mike 202 say? Look up the interview on ES News seconds after the video. Rolly and Tio Father talking. Listen to Tio Father. He is telling you what they're going to do. Oh, I didn't see that, Mike 202. I'm going to have to look that up, man.
You said what?
Mike 202 was saying look up the interview on ES News seconds after video. Rolly and Tio Father, they was talking. Listen to Tio Father. He is telling you what they're going to do. Yeah, I didn't see that interview, so it must, he must have said something about it. Yeah. Royal Bay says, fact, let them have that belt. Devin got the real belt. Okay. So I see where you're coming from now, Royal Bay. Okay. Royal Bay, black power. That's what they're afraid of, man. It's a whole conspiracy against to hold these black fighters back, man. See, this is something right now where Al Heyman really has the power to do something to help black fighters in the future. Even past, I don't want to talk stuff about people not being here no more and stuff like that, but we don't know how long any of us got on here. But we need to have something in place that's going to protect these guys moving forward, because you can already see from Europe, Bob Arum is confined with the Europeans. The MK Globals, the Matchroom, the William Hills, all that, over that stuff over there. All them guys, they got their own vision for boxing, and their vision does not include elevating any black fighters to any status. There's going to be a lot of great fighters who are not going to get opportunities because these guys are operating against them, and they're going to consistently push them in the back. And the PBC needs to break off, close its doors, and maintain its own self as its own entity. That's what it needs to do.
Wow.
Yeah, you got some comments here, brother. Yeah, Royal Bay said Bob Earn be sabotaging his own fighters. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I guess he getting rid of Lomo now, man. He don't need Lomo now. Lomo probably go to Matchroom. Yeah, Royal Bay say Black Power is what they're afraid of. Okay, Bruce Gold says these are the belts Lopez won last night: World Boxing Associated Super World Light Title, International Boxing Federation World Title, World Light Title, World Boxing Organization World Light Title. Okay, the Super. So he's a WBA Super Champion. So if he's a Super Champion, is Devontae Davis the regular champion? Then I gotta check that out too. And Royal Baseball, he got the undisputed belt. Yeah, he gotta get Devin's belt to be undisputed. There ain't no way around that. Ain't no way around that. And Royal Base, Devin Haney got that belt they gave him last night. It is a little belt to keep blacks from being champions, and white fighters can run. Royal Base,
you join the chat.
Yeah. I was just reading the post for you, man. While they was, trying to get the rolling, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what was it? Royal Base said Devin Haney pops is off of 9, and he explained it all. Those belts are made up. Devin got the belt that counts. Yeah, I agree with that. Devin does have the belt that counts. And Bruce Gold, undisputed, is winning all 4 belts in one organization. Yeah, but see now Bruce Gold's where it gets tricky is like I was saying earlier about Errol Spence. He got to win the WBA Super Champion. He can't get the WBA regular. You see what I'm saying? So you got the supers and regulars and franchises, and you see what I'm saying? They have to do a better job identifying the 4 because that does add some confusion to it, man. Yeah, and Bruce Gold said unified is more than one belt. That's facts. Now he's definitely unified, no doubt about that. He definitely unified. And what about the IBF belt? And who has the IBO or whatever the IBO belt?
he got it last night too.
He got the IBO.
That's that maroon belt. Yeah.
Man, come on. Ain't nobody. Did nobody have? Oh, they just threw that in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He had 2 green belts. He had a black belt, a maroon belt, and he had 1 other belt. He had 5 belts last night.
I know. 2 of them green. I'm like, right. Man, that's crazy. Man, yeah, Royal Base says Haney's pops explained that those belts are just for show. Devin Haney got the real belt. Is a WBC champion. He was on Fanon show. Oh, he talked about that on Fanon? Yeah, he did talk about a lot of stuff on there, man. He sure did. Yeah, Bruce Gold says 1 weight division. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but they really and like you saying, like the commentators there, man, they start off one way, then the next minute they're another way. And you can see them all do it, they'll change at the same time. Like they're working together.
Right.
You don't see that from the PBC, man. You hear PBC guys talking trash about Deontay Wilder, but you'll never see them talk trash about their fighters.
Where was you at on the comments?
Yeah, we caught up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a good night of fights, man, and everything. And what do you think about that Puerto Rican cat Berlanga, man?
Man, he even passed the first round, right?
Yeah. They really putting on the hype, man.
I'm right. I mean, he a Bob Arum fighter, so they gonna put the hype on.
Oh yeah.
They gonna put the hype on it. But my thing is, what weight division was he fighting in?
Super middle, 168.
168.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. I just didn't want to see. I didn't want to make the wrong comment. That's what I figured. 15 fights, 15 knockouts. He ain't made it past the first round. That's impressive.
Yeah.
No matter what, that's impressive.
But now, how much?
Who is he? Who has he fought? When is this competition gonna step up?
Oh, there you go. That was my next question.
I mean, that's one reason. That's one reason why I was really rooting for Lopez last night, because for him to only have 16, 15 fights, and to take on a fight of that magnitude of last night, a lot of that a loss like that could curve you.
Yeah.
You feel me? If you ain't got the right will, a loss like that can hurt you. But then a loss like that can make some bounce back. But I don't know. I think the way Lomachenko looked last night, man, I don't think he really boxing. He was too enthused with that shit.
Yeah, but certain styles, problems. I think that was just, he ran into somebody that just had the right style of gait that caused him the right problems, because you never seen him look like that before, So, you got to give Teofimo his props on that, man. He was able to present them problems and actually battle the veteran, man. And hey, take my hat off to him for that, man. But I wouldn't necessarily throw Vasily Lomachenko in the trash. I mean, he's still a good fighter, and he's still going to beat a lot of guys out there. But we won't know the ramifications of this fight till about 2 or 3 fights down the road. When everybody fights out to see where it really measures up. Because hell, what if Teofimo go out there the next fight and fights whoever and gets clipped? Everything that was built up is lost, so you never know what's going to happen next. That's why the next moves and stuff is very important, man. And I don't know what Devin Haney is doing, because it seems like they keep wanting to move these guys so slow, man. They want to move them slow. And I mean, just like Maverick Stormy and us, we was all on Lowe's D's channel, on a boxing channel, and we was talking about the very thing. Like back in the day, Sugar Ray Leonard them was in their 20s, man, already having major fights. And these guys wait damn near 30 to get in there and finally go out there and see what up. Hell, if you lose one time in your 20s, man, nowadays, I mean, what does that mean? People can totally forget about that by the time you're 30. If you're going out there, you got to do growing in the sport, you might take a L. I mean, hell, you won't be the first, it ain't going to be the last. That should be something that you let hold over your head and keep you from really seeing where you are and testing yourself. Because
everybody's blinded by the Mayweather syndrome.
Yeah.
Everybody's blinded by the Mayweather syndrome.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Even if you listen to the interview that Lopez gave last night, in the middle of the interview, he stopped talking about, to do it the Floyd way. I mean, man, come on, man. You had a big fight in your career. What you even? Floyd ain't got it. He ain't even. This was a top ranked fight. You feel me?
Yeah.
He ain't even bring all up, but he just said, everybody want to do it the Floyd way. You gotta first do it the Pretty Boy way, and get all these tough fights in and fight the tough fights before you go buy the jewelry and everything. I think he was sending shots at Javante and a few of them other guys. Before you go buy the jury, you guys buy the jury ain't even got no money.
Yes. They always they do that to them black fighters, man. And the thing I hate about it is they do it knowing that they're gonna get certain opportunities that they're not gonna get. Because just like I say, who's to say because that fight was supposed to be Devin Haney's fight. Devin Haney's supposed to have been in there with Lomachenko. Devin Haney would have been the one that beat him. Then what would the perception have been then? Would they have changed the franchise status?
Right. Would they would let him win that franchise? Because before, when it was talks of Devin Haney and Lomachenko, they were saying that, like you said before, Lomachenko couldn't lose that franchise belt.
Yeah.
Just like they say Canelo can't lose his franchise belt.
Exactly. Now all of a sudden we're gonna make exceptions now. Now here's the other thing nobody's talking about, and I'm just gonna say it. The WBC time and time again keeps showing favoritism to Latino fighters. And you can see it. Name me something that they did that benefited black fighters in the way that they did Teofimo last night. They basically took their hands, reached into the bullpen with all the little puppies, you know, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo. They picked Teofimo up and stuck Teofimo in there and gave him the shot to distinguish himself above all of them. You see? He was supposed to fight Devin Haney himself, and he was able to drop out of that and fight somebody else and duck Devin Haney, yet was elevated to that position. Why was that not held against him? But if Devin Haney had did that to him, that's all you would hear about.
Right.
See?
You're right.
That's the part that got me upset. It don't have what the man did in the ring, that's his, man. Take that, brother. Congratulations. Don't get what I'm saying misconstrued to try to take anything from you, because I'm not here to do that. You did that. You earned that, brother. That's yours. But this other shit going on, no, I gotta speak on. I gotta speak on that. You know, that need to be addressed, and it need to be known, because if we don't do something to make enough noise and let the world know what's really happening, what's going on with that, then this is going to continue. And we got young guys coming up now. That's 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, is going to feel the effects of this. If we just sit back and keep letting this stuff ride, you know, that's why they say you got new media now. New media comes out, we control the narrative, that type of thing. You know, here Boxing Ego and them cats like that, those big platforms like Blue Blood Sports and them guys, they got the fan base and everything that really can go out here and make a real vocal expression. So that's why those guys is needed, man. They need to be supported, because you know the future of boxing is going to be these social media platforms. It's not going to be ESPN and them no more. So that gives us hope for the future, and we got to just take our time and seize that. And everybody take their voice and raise it in that fashion, man. It's definitely going to be known. You know, you can't fight the truth. You know, when it's right there and you bring up the facts and you lay them out, people have to. They might not want to accept it, but you know, over time, and you keep hearing it, it's going to make an impression on you. Because that's not right, man. That was supposed to have been Devin Haney's moment. Devin Haney was supposed to be sitting here talking about undisputed, not Teofimo. You know, and I believe that he achieved that. And like I said, I don't want to take nothing from him, but the fact remains they both ducked Devin Haney. They both ducked out of that, and they made sure. And Bob Arum helped orchestrate it in the background. He was the one that went with Lomachenko down to Mexico to ask for the franchise, because he knew he had to get that heat off his boy's ass, because he was going to have to fight him. And the pressure was getting too high. He couldn't keep dodging him. He was going to have to do something. He was going to have to fight him or give the belt up. He figured, well, if I give the belt up, let's go get the franchise. That way we can at least have that, and he can keep that, and we can still operate like he's a champ. You know, it came in very handy. And they did that. In the meantime, in between time, Teofimo was supposed to fight him as well. Teofimo pulls out and fights somebody else. You know, when they were supposed to be in the same tournament. And now in the tournament, it wasn't a guarantee that they was going to fight, but it was enough for him to pull out, knowing that he might have the possibility of facing Devin Haney, that he made that decision to get out. See, that's that punk stuff. See, and that's why I say that's the stuff I hold over, and I'm not gonna sit there and act like I ain't see it. I got to call that out. Like I say, what he did last night, he did. That's his. But we ain't forgot about you and Devin Haney. And you done talk too much smack through all this pandemic and everything. You got to get your ass in the ring, and you got to see this brother. And we got to find out what it is. You see? Then, okay, if you go out there and you handle that business, that's squash. You was right. You got it, bro. It's on you. You know, but until then, that's still it's circling over his head. You know? The street.
We're going to give a shout out to Sugar Hill. He on the Instagram, him and his family, and 350 Fleet. Also, your boy Royal Bay said Lomachenko is 36, so when was he fighting amateur, and how fucking good is he to be just having 14 fights and check? Hey, I've been said they was going all off his amateur record, talking about he 300 something amateur fights, and he only had 1 or 2 amateur losses. Man, that shit don't mean shit when you turn pro.
Exactly.
One thing I can't say about I think Lomachenko is a 2-time Olympic champion, right?
Yeah, 2 times.
Okay, right. And that right there, that's impressive. It's fuck. Don't get it wrong. But like I've been saying this, I was saying this. Bob Arum knew that Lomachenko, like he up there in age, and that's why it's like this. You got to invest your money into him to hype him up, to get the big fights, because he knew his career. I mean, it's coming to an end. Yeah, he fought all them amateur fights, but shit, nigga, he ain't fight them wasn't pro. And then you old. I don't know if Lomachenko really 36. I thought he was maybe about 33, maybe 34.
Yeah,
I don't know. He might be 36. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I know he up there in age to be fighting 23-year-old young boys and who come in trying to claim the throne.
Yeah. But see, Lomo sold short because he didn't jump on him. If he'd have jumped on him in the first 4 or 5 rounds, I mean, would that play a different part in the fight? It's not like I'm calling.
It could have, but then this is too. I don't think he could. He could have jumped on him in the first few rounds because it was like you say, the height, the reach, everything was working in Lopez's favor.
Yeah,
Lopez was keeping the right amount of distance, and then also too, Lopez was hitting.
Yeah,
he was making contact. You heard what Bradley said in the third round. By the third round, Bradley was like, "Man, Thea Payne, Lomachenko." He's like, Lomachenko's his body starting to turn red.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's
so
fact.
he was throwing. That's one of the only things I do discredit Lopez last night is he did not finish going to the body, man. He should have kept going to that body. Like that 9th round, that 10th round, he should have been going to the body when he was up. He was just sitting there trying to trade punches, and then. Lomachenko, I don't know, man. Lomachenko punches, they don't look like they hurt.
Yeah.
They don't look like they hurt, but I guess he had a little bad stun. He had him stunned a couple of times. Ain't no lie. He can't sit there and say the fuck he wasn't stunned.
Yeah.
He was dazed a couple of times.
Yeah, he was able
a couple of times it made him where he quit throwing his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to get to the body, man, because he did do some of that 12th round, and it kind of really kept him in.
If you look, man, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, he backed away from the body. He was going straight to the head. He was head hunting.
Yeah, he was.
He was head hunting, and then he was sitting like he said in the post fight conference that I watched. He said he don't mind taking the shot to give a shot or two, which we watched last night because he gave up. He did sacrifice his body to get a couple uppercuts off or little 2 pieces off that did hurt Lomachenko to bounce him back. But if he would just kept the pressure on him the whole time,
yeah.
Man, he would have got that knock. I would have been. It would have been way more impressive if he'd got that knockout.
Yeah, he should have.
But it was twice. The ref. It was maybe. I mean, it might have been 2 more than twice. I know the one to the stomach. The ref stopped the fight, which he shouldn't have stopped the fight because that was not a low blow. He stopped the fight when Lopez was on his ass in the 12th round when the motherfucker split Lopez's eye. Why did he stop the fight? It's 10 seconds left.
I know.
He was on Lomachenko's ass. He was on Lomachenko ass.
Yeah, that was something. Yeah, he was, man. And in that 12th round, he proved he deserved to win it in that 12th round. I take my hat off to him for that one for sure. But I would like to see, like you said, that body attack though. If he had went more militant to the body and not head hunt so much, I think in those rounds where Lomo kind of stepped up, I think that would have subsided his comeback too, because that would have made him even more hesitant to even come in, and he would have maintained a complete shutout. That could probably be the one thing that I think he could have did a little different in that point. But but I still try to weigh the importance of those first 5 or 6 rounds, because Lomo basically gave him the great opportunity to come in there, the young buck, and get acclimated to it and get comfortable. And at that point, man, you can see almost different in Teofimo's face, man. As round 5 and 6 was going on, man, he shoot, man. This was like he was sparring in the gym again. He didn't really see big lights or nothing no more because there was no pressure on him. And if he was able to come in there, it was hard because that power kept him off. Lomo had to get out of there, but he had to at least try, man. He should at least pressure it. If he had got rocked one time, I can understand him pulling back, but you at least had to try it because with a young guy like that, you could get him to fold up camp early. If you get on him and jump on him and give him some problems early, he might start second guessing. What the hell am I doing here? And he didn't do it, man. And T.O. got that for sure. Yes, indeed.
Royal B say he won't be Shakur Stevenson. He won't be Devin Haney. He won't be Tank. So who will it be? Gary Russell a second time? I guess he's talking about Lomachenko.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Lord.
That's the big fight waiting on.
They say Bob won't put up no money to make his hands look what is Terrence Crawford. Man, he would never let Devin Haney fight Lomo. He got to protect his wife. Rico, man, this guy crazy. Hey. Salute, man. Bruce said Lomo 32. That's what I said. I thought he was 32, 33, something like that.
Yeah.
What we got to do is address Andre Ward and people like Terrence Crawford who fight for these people. Hey, listen. Yeah. Yeah.
That is big fact, man.
Hey, I've been saying shit about Terrence Crawford fighting for him. Andre Ward fighting for him, but hey, they like Bob Arum.
Yeah, I don't understand why, man. But part of his attraction is the fact that he can guarantee you a spot on the pound for pound ranking. He can guarantee you a WBO title shot. He can guarantee you those, and you're going to get them. And you almost guarantee that the media is going to view you favorably, as long as you ain't fighting certain fights. Those are 3 things that you got. Anybody with the PBC or otherwise is not going to be able to get public opinion over you when it comes to these institutions like ESPN. They got ESPN pound for pound for say Lomachenko number 1. He ain't fought 14 months. He's number 1 pound for pound. How in the hell can you be number 1 pound for pound over the last few fights that Errol Spence's had compared to who he's fought?
Hey, listen, I've been saying that. Just like not to be offensive, like man, they put Terrence Crawford up there in the pound for pound, but all right, who had Terrence Crawford really fought?
Yeah, see, at 147 ain't no doubt.
Yeah, he was undisputed at 135.
Mm-hmm.
But since he moved up to 140, 147, who has he fought?
Man, see that's the thing. But see, that's the kind of clout you get when you with Top Rank. See, and then he was guaranteed that $3 million fight. You see, so he liked to sit there. He sitting in by the house drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's why I was like, man, how they get these guys pound for pound? Then you look at, okay, Terrence Crawford. He can't. How is he pound for pound? He ain't fought nobody since 130. And it was at 135. If you go to Canelo, you say, well, he got caught.
Canelo.
He got caught with steroids. Don't forget he tested positive.
Yeah, then WBC raised the level.
You feel me? We can't forget that he did test positive. So how do we put Canelo at the top of pound for pound, even though ain't nobody had I guess a record fight like him in boxing? He do got an exclusive record, but
yeah, but I don't think his resume could have been way better than that. But I don't you know, man, because he after that damn Triple G fight, man. I mean,
so no, I'm just saying. So he got an X on his name. That's what I'm saying. So really, technically, if you want to say pound for pound, technically,
it got to be Errol Spence.
It got to be Errol Spence. It got to be Errol Spence. It got to be somebody like Tank Davis
or Jamel Charlo.
Yeah.
Jamel Charlo.
Exactly. So when you name pound for pound, them the names you got to be naming.
Yep. Exactly.
Them the names you got to be naming. Everybody else, they got asterisks by their name. All right. Terrence Crawford, okay, cool. Who has he fought his last 7 fights?
Man. That's the thing, man. And then look at the Jose Benavidez when he fought him, man. This guy had one damn leg, hadn't beat a ranked fighter his whole entire career, gets in the ring with Bud Crawford, and for 9 rounds, he gives Bud Crawford hell. Bud did not dominate that man until the 12th round when he scored a knockdown and stopped the fight. And he did that, but it took him all that time to get there. And this guy here was not no top flight fighter or nobody like that 147 even recognized. And he came in there he'd been shot in the leg. His leg was all janked up. And that guy came in there and really gave Bud Crawford some hard time. That's why I'm telling people, and people look at me a little strange, but I'm telling you, I don't shy away from being great because I've been calling this for over a year. Kell Brook is going to beat Bud Crawford. It's happening. I'm telling you, bro.
Right.
I'm telling you. I've been calling that. I've been feeling that. I've been seeing it.
So you say Kell Brook gonna beat Bud Crawford?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean that one. That one right there. I'm 100% sure of. Yes, indeed. Yes,
okay.
Indeed. Hey, bro.
You jumped out there on that one on me.
Yes, sir. I done jumped out here, man. I on it.
You jumped out there on me on that one, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for over a year, man, because they've been talking about fighting for over a year and a half. And him talking about fighting Errol Spence, I don't see him being able to handle Errol in no way, shape, or form. But I said it would be a good idea for him to fight Kell Brook because Kell Brook is a big and strong welterweight. And if he can prove that he can even stand in last 12 rounds, then he might have I might feel like he have a chance with Errol. Not that he would beat him, but he would at least be in the fight. Because his thing is he's always been able to pull the dog out and overpower his opponent and get the win like he did Jose Benavidez, right? The guy with the messed up one leg who was giving him hell for 9 rounds. He goes out there with green beans. He gets rocked by green beans. You know what I'm saying? He been showing a lot of little signs of some things that ain't there. Yeah, he a good fighter, but he's not perfect. Like no fighter really is. But I've been seeing him right for an ass whooping for a time now. And if he's up in this 147-pound weight division where he don't fucking belong, and these big guys ain't playing no jokes, and Kell Brook is gonna go to his ass. And he don't need no trainer. People saying, well, his trainer's not going to train him. Yeah, that's a little bit of a setback, but it shouldn't be a factor in this fight because what he does well, he does naturally. He should be able to go in there and just out-physical him the whole fight because Bud is a pot shotter. Bud is he's not like Errol, where Errol went in there with Kell Brook And Kell Brook was still stronger than Earl. He was pushing Earl around, but Earl was so consistent with his work and his punches that his punches built up. And towards the end of the fight, the whole tide of the fight changed because his punches was taking over. But he had broke through him. Bud doesn't have the ability to do that because he's gonna hit him with a 1-2, a step, a side, a move. He gonna do all of this type of shit. That's not consistent enough to affect a guy like that who's gonna take you and throw you around like a rag doll all fight. And then he gonna get winded because he had to, if he leans on him and holds him and grabs him and holds him up against the ropes and make him exert himself, you're gonna see Bud Crawford sitting out there in the 8th round like, hey, that's your ass at that point. I don't visualize this thing, bro.
I see you. I see you there. Like, is it you don't like Bud Crawford like that?
Well, you know what, man? It's not that I don't like Bud or nothing, but I don't like the way Bud treats people. But aside from all that, man, just looking at the pure boxing and what goes on in the ring, that's a problem for him. And that's one thing he's never had to prove. He's never fought nobody that was that much bigger, that much stronger than him, Because like I say, he's always fought people where when the shit hit the fan, he could really reach in his back pocket and pull his dog out, people talking about, right? And then when you pull that dog out, and you pull that dog out to a bigger dog who's just as much dog as you, it's not going to be as effective. Now, what is he going to do when that happens and he don't bear the fruit that he needed to bear? You see what I'm saying? It's going to come that L, man. That's just, that'll happen in any fight if you go up high enough. I just think 147 is just too much for him. He need to be at 140. Now, 140, I think, man, shoot, Bud will run the gamut on anybody at 140. But 147 is a whole different world, man. It's a whole different world. I don't think he's ready for that. There's a few guys at 147 that he might fight and look good against and stuff like that because of the style. But when you get to the upper echelon, it's a whole other thing. Look at, and you see Errol Spence going through them, man, and he going through fights and they real solid fights. Like, that's why everybody wants to see him fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter's going to make it a dog fight. That's why that's a good fight for him to have. But somehow he wants to avoid that. You know what I mean? So by him signing this fight to fight Kell Brook, we're going to finally get a chance to see what Bud Crawford will do against somebody who's physical and stronger than him and who is a dog and ain't going to just go in there and lay down for him and going to really try to go out there and knock his head off his block. Now, that's what we've been needing to see from him at 147. Now, if he go in there and he go in there and he start piecing them up and he break them down and he do his thing and Kell, can't impose his will on him, but then I got to stand here and tell you just like I'm telling you now. But damn, bro, I didn't think he could do it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? Got to give the brother his props. So I don't have no problem doing that, but I do got to call it the way I see it now. At this time right now, that's the way I see it. But if he does that and he proves that to me, then I would look more favorable of him and Errol Spence fighting each other, and I think it would be a better fight. And even more to that, I think that he would be more worthy of earning a 60-40 split, because I don't think at the time when they first were talking 60-40, he wasn't worth that yet. But if he did something like that, I think that, yeah, he would prove that he actually belonged at 147 to me.
Right.
Yeah, man. But the best fight for him, and the best fight at 147 for him as far as boxing is concerned would be him and Keith Thurman. Him and Keith Thurman would be the best boxing match at 147. I think that would be a hell of a check. Yeah. And that's a shame that they didn't make that happen, man. And that's another thing that I hold against Bud, man. He dodged all these great fights, man. He dodged all these. He said all these guys don't want to fight him. And all them guys stood up and said, "Yeah, we'll fight you." No. What the hell, man? It wasn't nobody left but Kell Brook. So so we'll see what happens with that though. But I don't think ain't nothing he's gonna be able to do with Earl, regardless of what happens. Earl taxing that ass. Ain't nothing he can be able to do about that.
Hey, you see, your boy Royal B, he said Terrence Crawford better watch Kell Brook, huh? I guess he's...
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey,
You see, because his
my thing, listen to this. I'm not a Terrence Crawford fan. Like I say, he ain't really fought to nobody since 135. And he's up at 147. But Kell Brook, man, this guy got his eye socket broke by Triple G. Got his other eye socket broke by Errol Spence. And his last fight, man, he looked all right. I mean, but who was that? Who was he fighting? I don't know, man. I lean forward to motherfucking Terrence Crawford knocking Kell Brook out. That's what I thought. I mean, that's what I visualized. I visualized fighters like Jeff Horn. Terrence Crawford fought. Yeah, he fought Jeff Horn, but who the fuck was Jeff Horn? Who is Jeff Horn?
Hey, let me tell you this side fact. There's a guy named Michael Zarafa who beat Jeff Horn, who Kell Brook beat after that. So even his best victory at 147 has been discredited because the guy that beat the guy that he beat, he already done beat. So
Right.
I can't see it, man.
Wow.
One thing about Kell Brook, man, is, and that's why Sean Porter did pretty decent against him. It was physical fighters like that. Earl, I mean, Bud is not a guy that's going to go in there and make his living like that 24/7. He has he can adjust himself to do a lot of different things, but to do it consistently like that for 12 rounds, I don't think he got that because the guy's too big and too strong. When I see Errol Spence going there against this guy, he pushed Errol Spence around. I know he's big and stronger than Errol Spence, and Errol Spence was able to weather the storm and come on stronger towards the end because of what the fighter that he is. Bud Crawford's a different fighter. You know, like I say, he's a pot shot. He's gonna land and pop, poop, move, pop, pop. You know, try to catch you with something. It'll look pretty or whatever, but it won't be consistent enough to make the change that Errol Spence made because Errol was like running water. He was tying up one arm and punching him with the other, then tie him, then release him, and grab him, then push him. He was doing everything to keep him from working, and you could hear his corner tell him. You know, and then that's gonna be the issue for him. Yes, indeed, man.
Hey, the boy Roy B say he jumping out there, Kell Brook with the win.
There you go, Roy. There you go, Roy, baby. We know what it is.
Man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna get me some suckers on this one. I got to get me some suckers on this one. Yes, indeed. I've been, man, look, this is something I've been thinking about for over a year. If you go back to some of my earlier videos,
if Kell Brook stops Terrence Crawford, this rejuvenates motherfucking
yeah,
his career, man. This rejuvenate his career for real.
Man, that'd be one of the biggest comebacks in boxing. And then it would set up one of the biggest rematches in boxing. Errol Spence versus Kell Brook. Man, think about that. Back at the O2 Arena. Or at Texas Stadium. You know, this time, since last time they fought at the O2 Arena, they could fight at Texas Stadium.
Earl ain't going back over there no more.
Yeah,
Earl ain't going back over there no more.
Yeah, but see,
they would have to give him. They would have to, man. They have to give Earl, man, some ridiculous money for him to go back over there.
Hey, but look, if he wants undisputed, he had to fight him, right? So he got to fight him. If he beats Terrence Crawford, he is guaranteed the Errol Spence rematch that he's been crying for. That's a guarantee. Ain't no out of that because Errol already said he want undisputed. If he get that belt, that fight gonna happen the next day. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that fight will happen. And Earl
the next day. No, because I believe. Because listen. Well, who Kell Brook signed to?
Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. But Eddie Hearn's not supporting him in this fight either.
Right.
That's really strange, man. That's really strange. And the UK said they didn't want to show the fight over there because they was mad with Bob Arum. But that's your boy. He wouldn't even support his own fighter, man. That's crazy. you know. But hey, you know, Cowboy, he can come on over to the PBC. Come on
Say,
over.
come over to the PBC, yes, sir.
Shit, I can't see being a fighter not be with the PBC. I don't understand these cats that be choosing these other routes. I don't get it.
Either. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but I look forward to that.
Like I've been saying before, man, the PBC, they only they fighters are the only one you see not complaining about money.
And not one.
Yeah, even though don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Bob Arum, he said a statement last night with us was seeing a fight of that magnitude for free.
Yeah, it's free because he can't sell it. Because he had two fighters who are not economically viable. That when they do pay, their numbers are so trash that he know that they would lose money on that, and people wouldn't even watch the fight. So in order to get people to watch the fight, he has to put it on free TV. He don't tell you that part though.
Right. Right.
He's walking around talking about 75,000 pay-per-view buys for the Charlo fight. He running around talking that. He gets that number from Bud Crawford's pay-per-views. All Bud Crawford's is like 75,000. I think the most he ever did was like 125,000 or something. I mean, garbage stuff. You know, so that's why he don't even try it. He don't have the balls to put it out there and try it. But they always talking about what the PBC doing. But you know what? They keep saying the PBC bombing, but every time you turn around, they keep setting up another event. They're setting up another and another and another. It's a reason for that. They're getting something out of it. See? And they just want to keep this because they don't want that model to be successful in boxing, because if the PBC actually is then they're going to look bad about it, you know, because they're going to look like, you know, that's the place to be. They're going to be devalued. They don't want that.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want that. But man, you look at that views, man.
Huh?
It's crazy, man. And then look at the whole deal with Tyson Fury, man. Look at this guy.
Yeah, man, I see who is he about to fight?
He ain't fighting no damn body. This is the thing about it, and this shows you the collusion between the media and the UK boxing promotional companies. And Bob Arum has tied himself with them, and they all stick together in whatever narrative they try to put out there. They talking about, well, the contract has ran out for the rematch, and here it is, October, but the fight was scheduled for December, right?
Right.
Why would you schedule the fight for December if the contract ran out in October? And if you have a contract for December, how can it expire when December has not came here yet? How does that happen? That makes no sense. Then you know that they put their rematch clause in before they made the second fight. So if this is not something that they just negotiated after the second fight, it was already in place before the second fight. See, so either guy lost, either guy would have called it. Do you think they would have negotiated that like that for Tyson Fury if Tyson Fury had lost, or would they not try to keep him in that position? You know, right. Most rematch clauses last at least a year, and that's why Fox and them were saying they wanted to have it around end of January or February like last year, because they could get the NFL to promote the fight. Every time they go to commercial during the football, they can always advertise the fight, which they was trying to do last year with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia before the accident, you know, because they were supposed to fight in January. That would have been the same type of thing that they're trying to do again this year. And then when they negotiated the two fights, the first time, ESPN and Top Rank had the promotional front. They got themselves in the front because you saw Top Rank and everything, and their crew did the fight and everything, because that was the deal. They was going to do the first one. The second fight was supposed to be done by the PBC and their networks and stuff. So then they would have those guys up there. See, so if you pulling out, you not only pulling out on him, you pulling out on the network deals too. And people are always complaining about, well, these guys working together to make big fights. Well, that's bad business. That's going to affect more than just this fight. That's going to affect you trying to have a Bud Crawford and an Errol Spence fight in the future. Because the first thing that PBC and Fox is going to say, well, y'all fucked us on the last deal. Why I'm going to make a deal with you now? You see what I'm saying? So it has more ramifications to that. But on the safe side about it, he can't pull out of it, because the moment that they sign a fight and they make it finalized and they say this is when it's going to happen, and they got to do that soon, because December is not even what 6-8 weeks from now. Okay, once they do that, the PBC is going straight to court, and it's going to stop. So you're going to be tied up in litigation past the time frame that you would have to fight Deontay Wilder if you just sit back and took the fight and let it happen. So what is he really going to benefit? But Tyson Fury has been trying to get out of this fight since that second fight ended. And it's been consistent, man. It came from everybody from the UK. They all, who wants to see that fight? Why do we want to do that? Well, who wouldn't want to see a guy beat up a guy that you can't stand and you think this guy's so much better than him? Why wouldn't you want to see that again? I would want to see it. You think I don't want to see Errol Spence beat Kell Brook again? Hell, I even like Kell Brook. But him against Errol Spence, he getting that ass taxed. And yeah, sure, I want to see it. I ain't got no problem with it. Why do they feel that way? Because they all know if he gets his ass in the ring with Deontay Wilder again, he getting knocked smooth the fuck out. What is it? People forget now after that fight what the atmosphere was like going into that fight. His wife, his father, all of them, they didn't want him to fight him. They didn't want him to get in the ring with the man. They feared that shit. Now all of a sudden now they talking this other shit. You see? But you and I know why they're talking that now, because we know what took place during that time. Those who not up on boxing, they accept that stuff. Oh yeah, he beat him, he did this, he did all that. Yeah, we know all the other extenuating circumstances that took place in this. So we know, they know too. That's why they keep saying, where's Wilder? What is he doing? Very scared. He's in their mind 100%. He got him so shook, he don't know what to do. He in the gym, he training, but training for what? He don't even know. So he don't know what direction to move, what to think, how to feel. He don't know. He got nothing to go off of. So he worried about that. He said, damn, he too calm. He too cool. He ain't tripping at all. What's going on? What is he doing? If you go out here and you say you and your boys ran up on some guy and y'all beat him up and robbed him and you knew he knew you and you ain't seen him and you ain't seen him for like 3-4 months after you did it, but he out here somewhere. Man, what happened, dude? Where they at? You know what I'm saying? You started to get nervous. Oh, well. Damn, have you seen him? He heard of me? What's going on with him? Oh, man. And he thinking about what you did to him. And he got to be plotting revenge because you would be doing it. So inside your mind, you got a thing going on that you're not going to be able to kick down. His best thing him to do is to drop that damn belt and go on about his way, because that's the only way he's getting out of this fight. He's going to have to drop that belt and get fined, because that's what's going to happen to him. That's the only way he's going to get out of it. But he's going to be publicly humiliated for doing it. There ain't no other way out of this, because that rematch clause is ironclad. Ain't no way out of that. But they won't tell you that. They'll keep telling you, oh yeah, Tyson Fury's not going to wait anymore. Yeah, he keeps pushing the date back. How is Deontay Wilder pushing the weight back when everybody knows that they wanted to wait till December to have it at the Raiders Stadium, and they wanted to have fans there? But the governor of California said that he's not letting nobody do that until the year 2021. So it's not going to happen this year. And they've been knowing that for months now, because it's been said for months. They already knew that. So how can you sit here and say, well, he's pushing it back? It's the networks doing that. Everybody knows those facts. But they keep telling everybody. People keep going on with this fantasy. Yeah, we want to see him and AJ. Yeah, we want to see him and AJ. Well, we don't know if AJ going to beat Pulev. And Pulev's supposed to fight AJ at the O2 Arena. Now, how are they going to fight at the O2 Arena when they're not allowing any crowds in the UK no more? They shutting it down over there again. So how are they going to have that fight? So everything is up in the air. There's nothing that's decided. You see? So it's a whole lot of confusion. How are you going to go to court and win this case? You're not. And it's a pandemic worldwide. How are you going to go to a court and prove that Deontay Wilder and them, this contract has expired and there's not special circumstances? You're not going to be able to do it. Not happening. Not going to happen. He got to get his ass back in that ring, and he gonna get knocked smooth the fuck out. And ain't no Jack Reese gonna wake his ass up this time. That's just all it's gonna be. And all this people out here talking about Deontay got to work on this, and he got to do that, and he got to do. He ain't got to do shit. All he got to do is get that mug in that ring, walk in there, and hit that motherfucker. It's just that damn simple. It ain't complicated. I mean, people act like the first fight didn't happen. You know, like he didn't go out there and drop this cat twice and lay him. I mean, we had him sleep in the ring for about 45 seconds till the referee come over there and wake him up. I mean, that happened. People act like because the second fight we can't recall it. You know, it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy. Man, I can't wait to see it though. That's for sure, bro. Can't wait to see that. Man. Yes, indeed, man. We said, he said it. Oh, roll with me, man. Roll base said Cat was up on the scorecards on Gennady Golovkin. Till he till his I got fucked up. Yeah. Till his eye got fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, he was doing good against Triple G, man. People don't give the man credit for that though. He did do that. And then Royal Base said Kell Brook was up until I got messed up against Golovkin. Okay, he just repeated that. Yeah, man, that's true. And Mike 202 said Andre Ward off code with the champ. Yeah, man. We talk all that stuff about the champ too, man. Andre Ward did, man. You know, making up shit and all this. And he know that's he trying to be a company man. You know, they asked Andre Ward about, you know, what he felt about Tyson Fury pulling out and everything. And you know, that's all they asked him. You know, it could have been an easy thing. Well, man, you know, I think they need to have that fight or whatever. Everybody wants to see it or whatever, you know. But he didn't take that route, you know. He said, I don't know the particulars, but there was a deadline, and now that it's passed. Well, if you don't know the particulars, then how you know about a deadline? And then even further than that, how you know it even passed? You see, you just regurgitating what you hear other people saying, you know, that company man type of stuff. Then he made an eerie comment about December has come and gone. Well, last time I checked, this October. December ain't got here yet. Why does he say December has come and gone? Because he knows that it was December was when it was supposed to be up, because that was the date that they had, December 19th. They've been saying that for months now. See? And all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that he has the ultimate power to pull out, to do whatever he wants to do, because he's just so much more powerful than Deontay Wilder to do anything he wants to do. It don't work that way. Then he goes on to say, well, it's going to be hard for Wilder to come back, and said he's absolutely humbled. How he know? He ain't never talked to the champ. He ain't never had no conversation. You know, remember Andre Ward said that, you know, when somebody said he was black, he said, no, he's white. I got a white daddy. You know, this is the kind of mentality this guy walking around here with. You know, he said that he predicted that Fury would pull out of the fight. Well, I don't remember all him saying anything like that, but I do remember myself saying that after that second fight, of how that they was going to find some way to get out of this fight. And I did. Man, matter of fact, I'm going to pull my old video up, pull that up. People don't believe. I said that way back then. He's trying to find any way to get out of this damn fight. People do not understand how worried he is about Deontay Wilder in this damn fight, man. He knows what's coming. He been in there. He felt them punches, man. He know what it feel like to be knocked spark out. Ain't nobody ever laid Tyson Fury out like that in the ring before. He been dropped, but he ain't never been knocked like that, man. I mean, he was out. He was spark out, 279, 69, whatever, how big this motherfucker supposed to be, was stretched clean the fuck out in the ring. And he know he was out. And told in an interview, he said, the first thing I remember was hearing 6. Yeah, you heard 6 because Jack Reese was screaming it in your ear 2 inches from your face. It's crazy, man. Deontay Wilder want that get back, man. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. He's going to get it, man. That's just all that is to that. He is going to get it. And I can't wait for that, man. He got him shook, man. I'm loving every bit of it. Now all the fans talking all that madness. Oh, he might fight what they say, F.A. Jagba. He might fight. Yeah, y'all go ahead and talk all that all you want. Y'all buy all that dirty garbage if you want. I know better than that. Ain't nobody worrying about none of them fights. That man gonna have to see him. They gonna be in court talking about this. There ain't no way out of this. They gonna have to have that fight. He gonna have to show his ass up. That's just what that is, man. You know, and then the thing is, Shelly Finkel even also came out and said, he said, you know, the champ is ready. He'll fight anytime in December. So Deontay Wilder is prepared to fight in December. You can pick any day in December. Any day. So if the 19th don't work out, well, you know what? Y'all can come down here to AT&T Stadium at where the Cowboys play at, because every week they have 25,000 fans in there. Every week. So it ain't no stretch. It can happen in there. It don't got to be in the Raiders. It could be right there. You can have it right there. It's not a problem. It's okay in the state of Texas. You come on down. We can have that fight. So if you're trying to really get it in, we can get it in. Ain't no way out of that. And it could be any day in December you want. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way 31. It don't matter. That can happen. But you know, the Fury fans is okay with it. They don't mind. You know, they let it. Okay, he's backing out. Yeah, that's right. He don't want to fight him again. Why he want to do that for? What type of fan are you to be cool with riding with that? It's like somebody saying, well, Sugar Ray Leonard can fight Marvin Hagler again, but since he beat him already, there's no need in fighting him again. Shit, I want to see that again. Hell, if they want to get together and do it now, I'm gonna watch. I got to watch that. That's just what that be. Definitely, man. So I don't know. It's crazy, man. I tell you. Yeah, we will see what happens with that, man. And then on top of that, Kell Brook did say that, no, not Kell Brook, but Tyson Fury said that he wanted to fight somebody on December 5th. Well, we already got 2 other fights happening on that same day. You got Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell fighting, and they moved Errol Spence and Danny Garcia to December 5th as well. So those 2 fights already taking place that day. So the black folks, the Puerto Ricans, and the Mexicans, and part of the Eastern Europeans are going to be watching these 2 fights. Who's going to watch Tyson Fury fight who and where? Another thing don't make no sense. And they ain't announced no fight yet, but that's out there, and people buying it, and people believing it. It's getting crazy out here, man. But you know, to change the subject, I could go to something even more weirder. Andre Boo Boo, no, on Boo Boo Andrade, Demetrius Boo Boo Doodoo Andrade. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. He's Demetrius Doodoo Andrade. He is going to fight a non-title fight against some guy that used to fight at 147 and moving up to 168 just to fight him for this one fight on the undercard of a Brandon Jacobs fight. When Jamal Charlo just said a couple weeks ago, after he won against Devonchenko, he wants to unify by December. He mentioned Demetrius Doodoo Andrade as a possible opponent. Eddie Hearn comes out and says, "This is an easy fight, you might. We can make it fight. That's a good one. We can make a fight." So okay, where did this guy come from? And what's this non-title shit? Why are we not getting that fight? Here we go again, man. That's that stuff. It's crazy, man. Going to fight. I don't know. I don't know what that guy doing, man. And everybody that's with Eddie Hearn, man, has got weird things going on with their career directions. They make really crazy decisions. They not. I mean, I don't know why nobody would even sign with these guys, man. I really don't even, I don't get it, man. Yo, Bruce Gold says Dusty Hernandez. Yeah, Dusty Hernandez hurts. And it's so bad that Earl Spence even went out there and that, hey, man, you can do better than that. I mean, he's a good fighter, but 168, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Oh, man, yeah, you got some comments here, bro. You got Royal Bay said, Cat, what's up? Oh, I read those. Oh, Mike 202, Andre Ward's off over the champ. Yeah, I read that one. Mike Tutu said Tyson just be talking. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. He just wanted that some more of that limelight, man. Because they've been shitting on him for so long, man. He feel good now. See, yeah. Bruce Gold said it's a sad time for boxing when they fight. People want to talk about Tyson. Want to talk about Tyson Jones. Yeah, man. Bruce Gold was Dusty Hernandez. Yeah, who is he exactly? And Mike Tutu still duck that Charlo boy, man. Mike, they ain't gonna never fight them Charlos, man. He got a lengthy history of it. Yet you still got some casual fans out here running around talking about Jamal Charlo, them trying to duck Demetrius Boo Boo Andre. Come on, man. How you at this day and age with all the information and things that's been going on in the sport of boxing to even take your lips and form your mouth to say some crazy stuff like this? He has consistently did everything in his power not to fight these checks. Not. And why is not Boo Boo Doodoo Andre fighting Brandon Jacobs? Why that fight ain't taking place? Makes no sense, man. No sense. It's absolutely crazy, man. I don't know about that stuff, man. But that's what we got going on in the sport of boxing, man. They do a lot of little crazy things, these promotional companies and everything. People want to blame the fighters, man. But I know for a fact, man, Eddie Hearns needs to be out of the sport of boxing. You need to just get him out of there, man. Him and that slave master father and that old mentality that they share. They got to get the hell on. They got to get gone. That's MT Global thing with their mob ties and all that they happening on. All that need to be took out of there, man. It need to be gone. Big facts there, bro. Oh. Okay. Hey, bro. Hold on a second, man. I gotta step away for a second. Hold on, my brother. You there, bro? Hey, baby, you there, bro? Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, fam. Give me about 2 more minutes. I'll be right back with you.
So what? What you saying? What? Right, sir.
Hey, bro, you back, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I had to step
Yo.
away for just a second,
Yo.
man. We gone about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to step away for about 3 minutes real quick. Yeah, man. Got the cooking on that, man. That stuff something else, bro. That's the kind of craziness that be
Mm-hmm.
going on for it, man. Something else.
Right.
Man.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Jade homeboy, but he's losing fans at home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bruce goes. That's right, man. He's supposed to be from the DMV, man, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He moved real funny to me. That's a G, man. But I mean, it could have. I mean, that would have been a hell of a way to cap off the year if he had fought Jamal Charlo. I mean, that would be one. That would be a real hell of a fight to see, man. Everybody need to see it. It's something that needed to happen, man, because it's been brewing for years. And everybody that's know of them guys been wanting to see it. You got that going on. You got Canelo. He got all his little stuff going on. Is he going to accept that slave contract, or is he going to get out and get an opportunity to fight some real fighters? But I mean, it's not like he couldn't have done that on his own. He just refused to do so. I'm glad that came out, man, because I hold him personally responsible for that. Because this big fight should have been happening. There's no way in the hell he should not have that fight in Texas against Jamal or Jamel Charlo at any time in the state of Texas. It was probably the biggest fight that he could ever be participating in. I mean, as far as people in attendance and pay-per-views, and I mean, think about it. Texas right here, Mexico right next door, New Mexico. I mean, you got, man, please. Everybody wants to see that fight. You have all of black fans. You got all the Mexicans. I mean, everybody. I mean, man, shoot, man, that would be awesome. It needs to happen, man. Because just like right now, man, it's pretty exciting now because in the next few weeks, 2 weeks, we got Gervonta Davis out here in San Antonio versus Leo Santa Cruz, 2 hours up the road. I'm trying to make that track to see if I can get up at that one. Then you got Earl Spence and Danny Garcia in December, right up here in Dallas, just 4 hours in this direction. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm like, look here, man, this is looking good. You get another fight like that, put it up. Hey, man, have it in Houston. And then it came, who was that? I'm trying to remember who's live I was talking to that brought this up to me, man. I didn't realize. Well, actually, I didn't remember. Was when Canelo came to Houston and fought Kirkland. Do you know when he fought Kirkland, he was actually ducking Jamal Charlo? Because they was actually supposed to be him and Jamal supposed to fight that time. And there was extenuating circumstances that came about that made the fight change to Kirkland. But it was originally supposed to be Jamal Charlo. Now, just imagine if that fight had took place. And at that time, Canelo was a little bit better fighter feet-wise. His feet now, he got concrete feet now. I don't see the guy getting better, talking about moving up to heavyweight, man. I don't see that, But I understand why he wants to go up to the heavier spots because he can't move as well. He can't move with them faster, quick-feeted guys. He can't do it. He know it. He got nice upper body movement, but he's still gonna be a sitting duck for them guys, man. He knows that. That's why he don't want to take that shot. But I don't see him going. Oh man, you know what? That just ties into something else I just thought about, man. And I wonder. You remember WBC is trying to come up with this new weight class now, from 190 to 225 now. Just before you get to the heavyweights now, they're trying to set it up. They want Deontay Wilder to be the face of it and all that type of stuff. Of course, we need a black fighter to break something into the sport, of course, but we don't sell. Remember that? So, but, could he be trying to get up to that 190 so he can go and try to get that belt, you see? You see what I'm saying? Could they actually be setting that up for him, to try? Because his whole thing is, I want to do what Roy Jones did. He always wants to duplicate something that he heard some black fighter did historically. He has that type of trend. And, I don't know where it stemmed from, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong with trying to be great, man. But you skipping over a lot of great fights, man, that could really make your resume look like something. Because it's trash compared to what he could be fighting, man. He should have been for Andre. He should have been for Jamal Charlo. Hell, why you couldn't fight Brandon Jacobs again? Why you couldn't fight Jamel Charlo? What about Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant's still talking about he wants to fight you. You won't do that. David Benavidez, you won't fight him. Better BF, you won't fight him either. There's plenty of fights for him. He could have a resume that is powerful, man. But he not that dude. He not that dude at all. See? And maybe it's because of that contract that they was able to get with the Zone, and that money came in, and it just spoiled and made him rotten. Because I do believe before then, Canelo was a different fighter, and I had to say I was pretty much a Canelo guy, up to that first Triple G fight. But after he got that deal, man, man, me and him been parting ways ever since. So, but I would have liked to see him fight those guys before he get out of there. He's definitely got to fight Jamal Charlo before he get out of there. They the same age, and ain't no excuses to whenever he fight and he get beat, because he's going to get beat. He's not going to be able to handle it. Them guys are sharpening their skills so much, man, and they so active, and they constantly in the gym, and you ain't hearing none of this nonsense about fentanyl drug tests. Anything crazy going on with them. You always see them in the gym, and they about their business, man. And he out here playing golf and having litigations and all this other stuff going on in his life. When they finally get in the ring, man, it ain't gonna be no pretty sight for him. I tell you that. Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, though. But that stuff there is crazy, man. Absolutely. Yeah, Andre Ward, Doodoo Andre. Man, that's some stuff, man. Hey, dog, yeah, I forgot to add in, man. Mauricio Sulaiman, WBC president, said that Wilder versus Fury 3 is still on. He said it's still on. After all that's been going on, he said that. So, I mean, he would be the one to know. He know who he's getting his sanctioning fees from. So he know what the deal is with that. And I doubt he'll let him get out of that big fight there. He got a lot of money to make it out that deal too, so he'll have a say-so in that. Unless he can get a side check written, you know what I mean? Then let me see. Yeah. Oh, then he came out just before the Teofimo and said that Lomo is the champ and not Devin Haney, which was, I mean, that's just despicable, man, to do Devin Haney that way. It really is, man. The guy went out there and did what he had to do to get that belt, man. And it's not his fault that Lomo didn't have the balls to fight him. Not his fault. He can't hold that against him. No more than people can hold the things that's going on as a sidebar to Teofimo winning last night. That's still his victory. Can't take that from him. He got that. That's his. He earned it. Well deserved. But the other things we can't talk about, Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, man. Didn't we were talking earlier about the belts and what belt is what, and Sergey Lipinets is fighting Custio Clayton October 24th for the IBF interim. I don't even know what that is. The IBF interim what? Because we know Errol Spence is the IBF champion in the welterweight division. I don't know what that title is. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on. But Custio Clayton is getting the opportunity to fight Sergey Lipinets for this belt because the number one ranked challenger, Kubatilo Abdul Bukharov, had to pull out because of visa issues. So he gets the opportunity. Now, what's going to happen after the winner of this here? that winner should have to fight Abukarov anyway after this, because I mean, what's going to happen to the number one challenger? He was the number one challenger. I don't understand why that, or they just couldn't just put that off. But I guess they got to have a fight though. Yeah, they got to have a fight. But that guy should have to fight him again. You know, because I know they were trying to get him to get his mandatory shot with Earl. But I don't know how that's going to affect that now that's taking place. Because if he actually has won that IBF interim belt, then that would be more incentive for him to get the fight with Earl. But we'll have to see how that plays out now. Yeah, man. Then I was talking about Katie Taylor and is supposed to have a 2-fight deal working on a 2-fight deal with Chris Cyborg. They're supposed to have 2 matches. One is a boxing match and one is an MMA match. And they're supposed to be in talks now for that. You know, that's that Mayweather influence, man. That's crazy, man. Definitely. And I would say, Mike 202 said they will become EJ mandatory for the IBF. Yeah, but you know, Abdul Bukarov, however you say his last name, he's already supposed to be that guy. Well, no, you're right, Mike, because they do have the number 1 spot vacant, but he is the highest ranking guy in the IBF. So I guess that would squash it. But now I guess he'll get leapfrog then, because the winner of the Sergey Lipinets and Custio Clayton would be the IBF interim, so that would have to make them like you say, the mandatory. Yeah, you're right, bro. Huh. Anyway, I guess that sucks for him. He wasn't gonna win no way. Then November the 7th, man, King Kong Ortiz is back. Man, I'm happy for him, man. His brother, man, they trying their best to keep this brother from being able to make a living, man. And that's the reason why I like the champ, man. He didn't mind giving that brother a chance, man, and not just once but twice. He's fighting Alexander Flores on the 7th. It's a night of heavyweights too, so that's gonna be interesting to see that, man. But I was hoping that they was gonna have him and Andy Ruiz on the same card, and they was gonna have them both fight other people and then build up their fight for them 2 guys to fight, because they've been talking trash, and that's like a fight that was growing. And they need to happen because them guys need to get some checks too, man. They're letting these UK guys run around here like Dave Chisora and them guys like that. They got 10, 11 more losses, still making dollars, you know, still getting opportunities. You know, I mean, that's ridiculous. Then you got Frank the Cuban Flair Sanchez. Man, it was a real nice looking heavyweight, man, prospect, man. He was looking real good last time we saw him on PBC, man. And he's fighting a guy named Brian Howard. And one of the interesting facts about him is the fact that Eddie Reynoso was training him. And I kind of feel a little mixed about it. Not that Eddie Reynoso is not a good trainer, but I just feel like his boxing style and Eddie Reynoso's fighting style really don't come together right. You know, it's like he's more of a brawler, you know, kind of a boxing brawler type of thing. And Sanchez was more of like a straight up boxer to me, man. He had real good feet, movement, hands, combinations and stuff. He really looked like a textbook boxer. So that's kind of an odd matchup, but we'll see how that works out together. Yeah, that's supposed to be the co-main. And then there's another heavyweight, Mike Coffey versus Joey Abel. I don't know what that is, but they about to come. So another night of boxing coming up, man. We got a lot going on at the end of the year, man. Boxing is really stepping up and helping sports out because sports has been looking janky this year, man. Like the NBA, I ain't really care about the NBA this year. NFL, I barely look at that, man. I mean, even if you look at the NFL game, the product is so subpar now. None of them guys are in shape. Most of them guys don't know what they're doing. They didn't have a preseason. You know, and everybody's getting hurt this year. Everybody's is going out for the season. So we don't really know. You know, they probably won't look better till around November or so, maybe December, man, because you know a lot of these cats ain't even really in shape. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, in between time, man, boxing has really been carrying sports, man. They can talk that UFC, man. That's all they want, man. If I miss a UFC event, it don't even phase me. Hell, I can't name you no more 3-4 fighters over there anyway. So all this madness about how great they're doing, how they overboxing is over. It's just over embellished to me. Yeah. catch up with some of the comments. And, bro, you got the Mike George who said they would become EJ mandatory for the IBF. Yeah, I agree with that. Bruce Gold has a belt too. What the fuck was with that? Yeah, that's what got me. I'm like, what belt is it? I didn't know the IBF had any subpar belts. I thought they was the only ones that didn't. And Mike Chua too says, I like Ortiz and he's taking care of his daughter and family like another great champ we know. Exactly, man. Exactly. So I root for that brother as well, man. He very underrated and fans of the sport of boxing shouldn't allow UK fighters to just ignore that man like that. Because Dillian White should have been got knocked out by him a long time ago. Bruce Gold said, big boxers, man. Brothers in the building. Bruce Gold said, I like to see Ortiz hit on the card and making a bag. Yeah, he need to get that big fight, man. That's why him and Andy Ruiz need to get together and have a nice one, man. Because Ruiz need to step up too. Both of those guys need to make a comeback, man. Andy Ruiz really dropped the ball, man. He held the key. Man. He held the key. And then the thing about it is, if King Kong Ortiz had took that fight, then AJ wouldn't be champ. AJ would not be the champion anymore. AJ wouldn't have won them damn fights. That's for facts, man. So they kind of tied together on that issue. And then they was talking all that trash. So, they're going to have to link up and get it on, man. That's got to happen. That's got to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's because that's the whole thing with Eddie Hearn as the fact of having AJ with the belts. His whole thing is to use his fighters all to collusion together. He'll use those other guys to keep the other fighters that can threaten his one cash cow, keep them away from him, tie them up fighting other fighters while his fighter just sits back and just holds the belt. That's all AJ doing right now. But AJ, when's the last time AJ fought? And anybody really feeling like Pulev is going to be any real competition? I don't. So another one of these older guys they keep giving a chance. Then they have Usyk. They're ready to throw Usyk up there to give Usyk a chance. He ain't gonna do nothing but get banged out because he's too light in the ass, and he's gonna go up there and get took out. They want him to be something that again. He just dominated the division that didn't have nobody in it. But man, that's how they do. How they do, man. Yeah, that's pretty much the boxing at this point, man. I tell you, there's a lot of great fights to see, man. That was good last night, man. It's off Tio, man. He won, man. That's good. I don't have to be right in my predictions, but I have to go with the way I see it at that time. At that time, that's the way it was looking. But I like when a fighter go out there and prove me wrong, though, because it gives me hope for the sport to let me know that it's in a little bit better shape than I thought it was before I made the prediction. Because I was feeling like the guy really wasn't, he was just a lot of barking, man. He's been doing it for months, man. I'm like, still, he ain't trying. Every time Devin Haney said, well, let's do this, do that, do this, and the third, and all of a sudden he got some reason why he can't get that fight made. That fight ain't going to happen. But he jumped on this opportunity. It was just too big of an opportunity for him to let go, so he had to take advantage of it. Now, everything changes. What you going to do? You're the champ now. You can't be looking around and pursuing no more. You already pursued. Everybody's coming after you now. How's he going to be able to stand? So we're gonna see now. We're gonna see really what it is now. Ain't no more fighting guys on the way up and fighting these tomato cans. Ready to fight some real fights now. He done graduated. Now he's gonna walk around and get all these accolades and all of this, and everybody gonna be, yeah, he's this, he's that, and oh man. Well, you gotta go out there and continually prove that you belong in that spot. So you'll definitely see what happened there. That's for sure. No doubt about it, man. Hey, basically, probably. Hey, brother. Jason probably got a pot of something cooking in the background, man. He probably over there getting the grub on, man. That's probably what happened. That happens from time to time now. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. But yeah, that's more power to him, man. We'll see how things go. And what do we got this week? We got any big fights this week now? So that's the other thing, man. When you run into a week where you don't have one, man, and you start feeling, you get boxing remorse. And you're like, hey, man, we gotta wait another week. I'm ready for the next fight now, man. Nothing like that.
Wow. Yes, sir. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shit, we've been going for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, man. We get the cooking, man. Talk that boxing, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I think we covered a lot of today. We ain't got no. We have fights next weekend.
That's what I was thinking about, man. What is this week, man? Well, we do. Yeah, 24th. I just said with that IBF fight with what that guy's name? Sergio Lipinets and Custio Clayton. Yeah, they this week for the IBF interim belt. And I'm not sure who's on the undercard. I'm going to look that up after a while, man. That one. Then after that, next week we got Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. That's going to be good. And,
you see the little Showtime thing they did? Little Showtime preview. Little skit that they did. It was like 30 minutes. A little 30-minute clip they put up.
Yeah, I got to see that too, man. That's cool, man. And then what's that? October, November. Yeah, who's November? No, it's December the 5th. Then we got the November fights. We got some November fights. Yeah, but that gets us going, man. I like it, man. Every week something popping up, man. Another big fight, another big card, man. But so another thing I was talking about yesterday, man. We need a boxing network. We need the PBC boxing channel. That was the premier boxing channel. That's what they need to have. They need to put that together, man. They need to hurry up and do that before Top Rank or man. Imagine the freedom that you get with that, because you're Matter of fact, they could do that in conjunction with Fox, like Fox got Fox 1, FS1, FS2, all that right there. They could get in conjunction with Fox and just call it the PBC, Premier Boxing Channel, and just 24/7 boxing, man. You can always feature all your fighters. Can get a feature. You can, you can constantly keep the news of boxing, what's going on, everything. I mean, man, that would be something that would revolutionize the sport, man. It would help out a lot of these up and coming fighters, man. And well, all fighters really, because I mean, everybody can be. Because why you don't see, like back in the day, we used to see Sugar Ray Leonard doing 7-Up commercials. We don't see Deontay Wilder selling nothing. I mean, that's a shame, man. A guy like that's got to be marketable. And then the funny thing about Tyson Fury is, since that fight, he's tried to do everything that Deontay Wilder is known for. You see him with his family, we're training together. We're doing this. I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to emulate everything that Deontay Wilder was before, because he wasn't known for that. He was the one talking that old stupid shit about, I'm gonna go get some cocaine and a bunch of broads and stupid. He was talking stuff like that, and people was co-signing that shit. Now all of a sudden he wants to act like he's squeaky clean. And everybody knows he's dirty as a damn rat. That stuff's unbelievable, man. Yeah, bro. Oh, no, what? Yeah, I talked to you. I don't know. We won't talk about that outright yet, but yeah, I got to make that thumbnail too for that what we was talking about earlier there, bro. That's true, man.
Yes, sir. Oh shit. That is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Aaron Davis, man. I was trying to hit the brother up, man.
Yes, sir.
He was cool to chop it up with, man. Talking boxing, man. That's what I like, man. I don't like you have to be that formal interviews and not really on that, man. But I do like to chop it up and just talk boxing, man. Kicking it like that. That's the coolest thing.
Yes, sir. We're going to close this session down. Hey, I'm going to get with you about the next interview.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm going to close this out and I'm going to give you a call.
Okay, my brother.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. Thanks, everybody, for coming checking us out, man. Chopping it up, talking that boxing with us, man.
Salute to everybody that was in the chat.
Yes, indeed. Subscribe to my brother Basement Boxing Talk, man. That's a must, man. I'm telling you. Got some things going on over here, bro. Got some things going on. Y'all got to get with us.
Follow my man Black Star Sports TV.
Yeah, man. Yes, indeed. Talk that boxing.
To the next one. We out.